full name. Like, we still don't exactly know how to pronounce the last name.
Bruck, B-R-U-C-K,
Okay.
like truck or fuck, but with B, B-R.
Bruck.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's it.
Got
Hell
it.
yeah, dude.
Yeah.
So, from 2 Dimes and a Token, Bruck took a long fucking trek to get here.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, it
Couldn't have
was.
went longer if he went around Canada.
Yeah, it was dope though.
Yeah.
I had a great time. I ate 2 sticks of beef jerky on the way.
I was saying,
And-
beef. 2 whole beef?
2 beefs.
Two
I'll
and
take
beefs.
2 beefs.
2 entire cows. That's
Yeah.
what I consumed
2
on the way
beef.
over here.
That's I mean,
That's
beef
a-
jerky will
that's a
come in
good-
a pinch.
Yeah.
Now, to be honest though, the one thing that didn't make it that bad though was the hour time difference on your time zones.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh man, I got to get up super early. And then when I found out I had that extra hour.
Yeah.
Next thing you know, I'm like, oh shit, I can
Kind of
like
chill.
Yeah, I can kind of
Yeah.
chill for a little bit. So I hung
Yeah.
out with my kids before I dipped out.
Yeah.
But
tight.
yeah,
and then
dude.
it came back to get you right at the end because we were watching the fights.
Yeah.
And you're like, brother.
Dog. Yeah, we were right in the middle of what was it?
Wei Li.
Yeah, we were right in the middle of Wei Li, and it was literally the ending part of round 2.
Yeah.
And I'm on my phone and I'm just like, holy shit, dude.
He kept looking at his phone, and I was like, I hope everything's okay over there.
Yeah.
But then I'm like starting to notice that he's like looking at the time, and then he's starting to bring up the time. He's like, man, y'all on at different times right
like,
now.
Dude, it
crazy.
was fucked up, dude, because I was like, oh, what was it? 11? It was like 11:20, but for me that would be like 12:20.
Yeah.
I don't know what it was, but last night I feel like it went a little bit longer than it was supposed to. Just, I mean, usually we get to the main event, it's like 12:30, and I'm chilling on my couch.
Yeah.
Right? So like I'm in a restaurant and it's like 12.
It's definitely different.
And
Yeah.
and
It
we
hit
still
different.
have a whole main event to go, and I was
Yeah.
like, holy shit, it's hitting me. Sorry.
And the booths there aren't exactly as nice as the hotel.
Oh,
You know
yeah.
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They're
Not
not
at
as
all.
lush as that. It's like wood with plastic red material over it, and you're like, oh, this is cool.
Yeah. My,
That's wild what y'all did.
exactly, dude.
This weekend.
My ass felt great.
Yeah.
But overall, though, dude, it was an awesome card.
The card
though.
was crazy, and you know what is funny about the whole situation? Technically, Conor won half of the Ultimate Fighter. 'Cause
technically,
the dude defected to his team. That dude won.
yeah,
I mean, if you really want to be logistic about it, like Chandler won the whole thing. Obviously,
Yeah.
all 4 of its guys went, but like Conor has that one up now, and he could. Be like,
you know what though? I don't know. If I was him, I wouldn't bring it up. I wouldn't talk about it.
I don't. What's wild is I haven't heard anything about Conor talking about last night at all.
Which
No.
is crazy.
Yeah, normally you're hearing
He's
about it
the
before
first-
the event's over.
Yeah.
It's like, yo, Conor just tweeted like, O'Malley, you a bitch.
Yeah, I don't know, dude. Maybe, especially when it comes to his persona and the way he carries himself, it's just like he starts talking too much shit lately, especially after the Gaethje fight. Yeah. It's like, bro, stop.
Did you
Yeah,
see
it's
that?
it's hard to carry that shit talking when you haven't done anything in a long time. You know what I mean?
God, yeah.
And it sucks because it starts to lose some of that like attractiveness of it. Like when
Yeah.
he was on top and he was talking shit and he was actually like proving it.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, bro, that was a game.
You know what
changer.
this
Yeah.
reminds me of? Have y'all seen the movie Wanderlust?
Oh yes, dude.
Where he's in the mirror and he's talking about giving
He's
that
like
girl a
this
dick.
this duck.
Yeah, I'm like, dude, it's like that.
Overdose.
The girl is probably sitting in the background like, no, you're not.
Yeah.
You're not even gonna give me kindness some dick. That's like Conor. He's like,
Yeah.
man, I'm gonna knock you out.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm gonna
bro.
knock you out.
Yeah, dude. When he started tweeting at Gaethje after that fight,
Yeah.
it was like it got to a certain point where it's like, bro, just stop. Like it's annoying
Gotta turn
now.
that shit
But of
off.
all the people, Gaethje's handled it, I think, the best because he's like, he'll bring up the fact like, is he gonna fight me though?
Yeah.
Well, then we don't need to talk about this.
Yeah, he's
If
like,
he's not gonna fight me, then what are we talking about?
yeah, he stood
Which
right
is
up there,
like-
said, sign the contract.
That's gotta piss Conor off. Like,
Well, but it's like, dude, if you ain't gonna fucking do nothing about it, stop
Yeah.
talking, dog. It's
Yeah.
like,
yeah,
you know.
he did that interview. I don't know the British guy's name, but he's like super big in what is their shit called? Something. It's like their pay-per-view program, but they don't pay. BT Sports or something.
Mm-hmm.
But he's like the big long black-haired British guy. He's like the Ariel of over there.
British.
Anyways, he's like interviewing him at the Anthony Joshua fight in
Connor.
yeah, and Connor's like, all right, before we get out of here, it's going to be Chandler in December, and then he's like Gaethje for the BMF, and then Nate. Really? And like, you're calling this? I'm thinking at this point, if we're UFC, I'm like, dude, we really don't necessarily need you at all. Yeah. Like, it's cool to have you on things, and it's cool to hype a thing, but brother, stop tugging on it.
Yeah,
like,
if you're not going to do it,
let it breathe. Like, fight or don't fight. People loved you because you fought. Now you just talk.
Yeah.
Like, are you Oprah or are you a fighter?
Right.
Like, do something.
Right.
Yeah, and the activity level is just, it's nowhere near, like you're saying, it's nowhere near there for him to be able to say anything at all.
And I hate to say this because we all do podcasts, so we're going to get like that stigma. But, like, it's like when you meet your friend and your friend's like, I do a podcast. Do you want to tell a story?
Huh?
About, I don't want to say where because then I might give the other.
I think I know what you're talking about, but I can't put my finger on it. Go ahead.
Okay, so he goes to a different gym than I do, like a lifting gym.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Go ahead. Take the lead.
No, I don't want to tear the guy.
Okay, well
up.
then
I don't want to tear the guy up.
Drag him.
I don't want to shit on him. He's gonna hear this.
I don't want to shit on him.
But okay, to give you like a allegedly type thing, it's like when somebody's like, "Yeah, I do a podcast." No way, dude.
Yeah.
You
get all hyped up.
Where can we watch?
Yeah.
Well, we have an episode. We just ain't released it yet.
Yeah.
Oh, cool. Like, how often are y'all recording? We did that probably like,
like a year and a half ago.
Last December.
Yeah.
And you ain't released it.
Damn, that's crazy.
Bet.
So you wanted to. Yeah. That's what happened.
You don't do a podcast. You have talked to your friend on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, my girl Jackie, we were talking about like when we first started hanging out about like red flags and yellow flags, you know, and I was telling her like one of the first times we hung out, I was like, yeah, I do a podcast with my best friend, and she was like, you know that was a yellow flag, right? And I was like, what are you talking about?
That's
she was like, because every fuckboy has a podcast, and I was like, you know what? No, I get it. I was like, I understand where you're coming from. Yeah. But I was like, do you get it now? And she was like, yeah, I thought you were like fucking around. And I was like, no, it's real deal.
We are quite literally fucking around.
Actually, yeah. I was like, we actually had like 200 fucking episodes.
But she saw me and she was like, oh, there is no harm there.
Yeah. I love the fact that your girl said, hey, you know every fuckboy says that.
Yeah.
Just like, deep down, you're like, hey, I'm not fucking hurt right now. What you said was not incriminating.
Yeah. I knew as soon as I said it and like I saw the look, I was like, oh, yeah, okay, she thinks for sure fuckboy. For sure.
I don't know what it's like. He lives in like your favorite part of what you would consider your homeland.
Lakeland.
Hey.
Yeah, it's hey. We were talking about it last night. He's like, yeah, dude. It's like Lakeland area. I said, no, I actually live in Lakeland.
Yeah. I fucking love it down there.
Straight up, he goes, yeah, that place sucks, brother.
My little brother just moved down to. I think he's just outside of Tampa. It's not Lakeland, but it's like a little further east of Tampa.
Yeah.
But I used to spend a lot of time down there. That shit's awesome, man. Love me some Central Florida.
It's perfect down there for like traveling locations to Orlando and Tampa. Yeah. That's what's really good about it. But overall, like I told you last night, I only live there because Ash lives there.
Yeah.
And that's it. Yeah. So otherwise I would not live in...
It sounded like you just said that it's only good because you can get to somewhere else through it.
That's correct. I'm glad you picked that up, brother.
A place where some signs are saying keep going.
Yeah. Yes,
don't stop here.
People have created pit stops there and then ended up buying houses there, right, so it's growing.
Yeah.
Which I guess if that's your thing, but me personally, like I would go like north, just
northwest,
north Miami, dude.
No.
Like northest.
North Miami.
You're almost probably getting out of Miami at that point.
Yeah.
You're about to make that turn, dude.
Yeah. Come back.
You're about to make that turn, dog.
I'm really glad I know what you guys are talking about because you explained that to me last night. I was like, okay, I get that one. Here we go. Now we're talking.
Yeah, dude.
God, dude.
North Miami.
Dog, I see that fucking... What a shot he threw last night.
It is crazy, too. They slowed it down, and Aljamain is seeing it coming the whole time. And he's like...
Yeah.
It hurts.
Yeah. That's wild, and how many people I talked to that day about, like, who do you got? And, like, everybody's like, Aljamain money. You know, like, that's where I'm putting my money.
Yeah.
You know, Sugar, Dude, we were at the booth. Mm-hmm. This dude, I mean, had to be like zooted off of something or something.
Oh, bro.
He came up.
He was definitely on coke.
Crazy energy.
Nice.
He's like, He was wearing that O'Malley shirt I gave you, that Boston one.
Yeah.
And he's like, O'Malley, bro. Like, literally, he's like, O'Malley Brothers. And he's like, I'm off of 6
oh, dude,
tubies or something. I don't even know what a tubie is.
Right.
No, you remember he's like, dude, I got 2 bitches in the booth right now.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
they don't even know, bro.
Yeah, and then 2 girls are walking up, and he's like, "Come on, bitches!" And he's like, walks off, and I'm like,
Dog, it was so priceless, bro.
Yeah.
It's aggressive.
He's like yelling at us that the
don't.
bitches don't know that Mally's gonna fucking handle business.
Yeah.
And we're like, that's awesome,
Sick.
brother. Sick, dude.
Where do we go from here?
I'm really confused because I'm like, one, he's got to assume we're just here to watch the fights.
Yeah.
Which is fine. Yeah. We could have been on a date.
That's true.
We could have been like,
Very
yo,
true.
linking up for the first time, like, we fucking tonight?
We go to L House. Yeah.
And then dude is just like talking to us mainly about that, and like, yo, he's trying to exude that type of energy that like Sean O'Malley gives, right?
Yeah.
Right,
then he comes back to the table like, I don't know, 2-3 fights later.
Yeah.
It's the same type of energy. And then he's like, I fucks with the podcast. And I was like, oh, that's... Like, he recognized me from the podcast. And I was like, that's why he was talking to us about the fights. But I had no idea, like... I didn't know him. I know he didn't know him.
Yeah.
He's not from here.
Yeah.
So
And
I
it was like right before he came up the first time. So it's, hey, have you ever been here? No, it's first time. So he comes rolling up, ready
That's
to fucking
weird.
throw
Yeah.
biscuits.
Yeah.
That's
This is a weird introduction to like, hey, this is
Hey man, I'll be honest though, it's a good representation of this area. I'll be
Okay.
real with you. Yeah,
You know
it's
what?
pretty wild.
Dude, I'll tell you what. If there's any other place that's going to rival that, then it's going to be Charlotte County. So I grew up in Charlotte County, Florida, and it's like Inglewood, little bit south of Venice.
Okay.
Right on the beach, and there's a horrific drug issue down there, bro. It's terrible.
It's wild how drugs just be out there.
It's wild, bro. It's just like it grows on trees out there.
Yeah.
It's fucking
Shit's
wild.
crazy.
So, and I think I told you last night from our pod, our token is my brother, and everybody loves to ask me. Like, everybody thinks 2 dimes in a token is a token black guy. It's not him. It's my brother.
Okay.
He's been sober for 4 years, so he gets a token of sobriety every year. That was try to play on words.
Yeah.
We wanted to piss everyone off at first, and then be like, "See, this is what it meant. Don't you feel stupid?"
Yeah.
So
And everybody's like, no, we are all racist. What are you talking about?
yeah, like no, we hate
You're
all
like,
of
well, ow,
Wow.
a lot more than I thought
That
there was.
was Jesus.
And so, in that realm, dude, there's probably not. You can't drive down the highway and get like 4 or 5 miles without seeing someone, crackhead, something like that on the side of the road, exuding that energetic level, like doing yoga in the middle of the street.
Yeah.
There was one dude that was, I don't know what happened, but he pulled a TV stand dinner tray, put it down in the middle of the highway, sat down and was eating his pancakes, and caused a traffic jam.
That sounds like Pensacola.
I'm telling you, and that was in the news.
Hold on.
That's pretty crazy.
This looks about right here.
Right here, brother.
Yeah.
Puts a chair out.
So I feel you, man.
Dude, we were going to see, I think it was Sebastian or Nate, like 2 years ago in Jacksonville.
Yeah.
There's people doing meth, cocaine. I mean, cocaine was probably one of the lighter
Jacksonville
ones.
Yeah, that was the lightest actually.
Yeah.
There's
Just like literally right
there's-
off of the interstate. You're sitting waiting for the
Yeah.
and you're like
Jacksonville almost has its own like little Skid Row. Like
Oh,
there's
yeah,
there's like
sure.
a couple blocks around where it's just like mainly homeless people and
Yeah.
like people that are just all fucked up. And like we were at a red light. And there were like 2 homeless people hanging out and they both sit down and they go underneath a blanket, but they have like
blanket.
they have
like
a
a
spoon.
miniature hand towel type deal.
Yeah,
Like they're barely
it wasn't
underneath
much of a
anything.
blanket. There were lots of holes in it, but
Yeah,
they
there
had
were
a
lots of
spoon and a
holes.
fucking syringe or whatever, and then they like cover up with the blanket. And I was like, they are shooting up right now
Yeah.
in the middle. It was like broad daylight. It was like 4 in the
Because
afternoon.
we're there a little early just to like try to get parking. You know that shit's dumb.
Fuck around.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we're like,
Cody-
so we can't go certain ways.
Yeah.
Cody has this thing when we go to events where he has to be there so fucking early.
Hey,
Like we go to New Orleans.
what if it leaves?
Nah,
No, we
I'm
go
with
to New
I'm with you,
Orleans.
brother. I'm with
Dude,
you.
Yeah.
what was the?
but hold
It
on.
was Sebastian. We went to go see in in New Orleans. And he's like, dude, let's go early. We'll have a fucking day. Like, blah, blah, the whole nine, right?
Yeah.
I was like, all right, cool. Sounds good. We get over there at like 9 in the morning. The show is at like 8:30.
PM?
Or 9 o'clock. Yeah.
All
so
right.
the entirety of the day, we eat.
I'm slowly leaning away from
eat,
agreeing with you, bro.
we eat breakfast. We go shopping. We do we eat lunch. We
Mind
go
you,
get
we're
coffee.
walking everywhere.
We're walking around, and
Yeah.
then it's like 3:30 in the afternoon, and he's like, "Man, I'm tired." I'm like, "Yeah, no shit." We got over here at 9 in the morning. I
Yeah.
was like, "What do you think, dude?"
But it's tough because
No, it's not.
No, it's not. It's simple.
This is basically our setup. Like, I pay for whatever the event is. He pays the everything else. So typically that evens out. So like you pay for food because we don't ever really stay.
So that's
anywhere.
why he likes to go early. So
We
he
go
can get
there
as
and
many
come
meals.
Exactly.
yeah. Let me get some
Let's
of
say,
this
bro, I
money
get a
back, bro.
full fucking day
Yeah.
on your dime.
Yeah.
But also, he's like a wizard when it comes to like picking out good places to eat because he's like a chef and shit. So it's like
Yeah.
New Orleans. I'm pretty sure that's a food place.
That's a
They
big
do
time
be
food
having
place.
food over there.
He's a food person.
they do have food there.
So like, let's go eat the places. Like, you kind of show me around. You're like, dude, I don't live
It's like-
there.
I was gonna
Brother.
say, like, had either one of you been there before? He's like, no. So
Yeah.
he wanted me to
Go
show him
there.
everything.
No, we go there a lot. Like, we've been
Yeah.
there a lot
Too
of
much.
times.
I hate New Orleans.
Yeah.
Hate it.
He hates
Really?
it. He's like, show me
Hate it.
around. What do you mean? You hate it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I'm just like one of those people where it's like I think of like, dude, the traffic on the way there. If there's a wreck,
Could
it's
be
like
8 hours.
yeah. What if we miss the event?
What if we missed the event?
Whatever, dude.
So you give yourself an 8 to 10 hour gap if there's like, say there's a big time concert,
Yeah.
something, right?
Yeah.
This is the platform I'm gonna run on for president. I'm like, we're gonna have things prepared.
We are going to be-
preparedness.
8 hours.
That's
right
what we do.
Dude, you are the guy that likes to plan. I'm gonna be there.
Yeah.
Maybe when it comes to like the day of, I'm like, let's try to. I'd rather be early and just have no plan of like what to do
Yeah.
than to be super planned out and it be like by the minute.
No,
Because by the minutes, what if something goes wrong? You're fucked.
that fucking sucks. Because
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, dude, I'm so OCD. When things go off the plan for me, I'll tell you what, bro. I handle it like a fucking child. There's no maturity in my attitude, in my thought process, nothing.
So are you a plan by minute person, or are you just kind of like a let it flow and see
So
what happens?
I have to sit in that middle frame. I have to, because honestly, dude, the way my brain, and the sad part is, when we were laughing a bunch, this is a serious fucking problem I have. This is a serious issue.
Oh, good.
So I have to sit in that middle frame, because if I do plan hour by hour or something like that, like and something goes off by even 2 minutes, right, and I'm falling behind, my stress goes through the roof, and I ruin the entire day.
Yeah.
And I ruin it for, say we're on a family trip, I ruin it for my kids, I ruin it for everybody, and I'm like, we're fucking late.
Yeah.
And they're like, Dad,
It's okay.
it's Mickey Mouse.
Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah.
I love,
nobody cares.
I love this. We should all, just because you've already brought it up a little bit, what is our individual biggest red flags?
Oh shit. Yeah, that's
I love that because like,
that would be one of my lower ones. I have way worse things.
So you think that's bad?
Just giving you an intro.
if you had to guess, what would be a red flag for you? Other than like physical features.
Hey, man.
Just,
You know why?
I mean,
it's
is-
6:45 in the morning.
Listen,
Let's calm her down a little bit. You know what I mean?
listen. This is my red flag.
oof.
That's it.
Yeah.
Just kidding.
Fuck.
You're like, that's massive. You're like, that's flaccid or wrong? Because that's a big change. You're like, you're wrong. Hey, man, you're a big guy in here, dude.
Oh shit.
No, dude. That's the rumor. The big dudes? No. Big dudes always smallest ones.
Dude, you know what's wild is, like, I know you come from, like, a ball background, right?
Yeah.
When I was in high school and we were in the locker room, it was, like, a culture shock because when I was in middle school... just hold on.
Just walk around like that.
There's about to be some
I don't think
dick
this story.
swanging.
Yeah, this story
Yeah.
isn't necessarily going where you think. But in middle school, the school I went to in Jacksonville, I was only there for 2 years, but it wasn't like what the fuck is it called when you go from elementary school? There's no middle school. It's just everything else is in one school. What's that? I can't remember the name of that. But it's like from like 5th or 6th grade to get the fuck out of school.
Yeah, no, I know what you're talking about. It's like charter or something, blah blah blah, something like that. It's not charter, but it's a unique. Yeah, it's one of those words in the English dictionary.
Yeah,
it's one of them.
He's not wrong. Yeah, it's one of those.
But I was in one of those schools where it's like
ed. We'll roll with that.
Yeah.
We'll go with that.
Yeah,
and we didn't have necessarily like locker rooms. We had sheds. But no, like you just don't change there.
Where did you go to school?
Keystone Heights Elementary,
fuck.
and then Keystone Heights.
Yeah, y'all can change out there with that lawnmower.
Junior high school? It wasn't junior high.
Junior high is middle school.
What the fuck is this thing we're thinking of? What is that called?
I'm gonna be honest, brother. I don't get it.
I'm
not gonna be able to answer.
Try to figure. So like nobody got naked in front of each other. Is what I'm getting at, because we were all on the practice field. You don't change. You're just like, all right, let's get back in the van and go home, and then you do your thing there. But when I got into high school, you're in the locker room with like seniors, juniors, freshmen, whatever. So there's people that have been doing this for years, getting naked in front of you.
Yeah.
This is not something I was aware even happened. I knew there were showers in there, and I was like, maybe people take showers and get naked in there. Well, I'm not boys with this dude, and I'm only bringing up his skin tone because of the size of what I'm about to talk.
Mm-hmm.
He's a black dude, and he's like smaller than me, and I think he was trying to be like a linebacker, so like not going well already, as you can tell, because I'm not a big guy.
Yeah.
But he drops everything, like, and I mean, people are getting naked from like a distance away, and he gets naked, and I'm like, well, I've never seen this, so like, I look and I'm like, whoa, that stereotype didn't pan out for this guy, like, at all.
Oh, it didn't pan out.
Did not.
That's a rare.
Now,
that's rare.
on the other end of the spectrum of the room, I'm like, why can I see it that big from way over here?
Yeah.
I mean, he's at the door. I'm like here to Gordon's house away from us.
So you're a good 35 yards, and you're like, it's the Liberty Bell. Just
dude, it's
between
like,
the knees.
Why can I pick it up in my frame?
Yeah.
Why can I
get it?
Dog.
Yeah, no.
So,
right.
well, I got to tell you the story. We'll have to circle back to red flags. So I did. That was funny.
Yeah.
But I had this dude who I played ball with in college, and I'll never forget this guy. He was 6'3", probably about 205, the biggest DB you've ever seen. Okay. Right, and he was fucking solid. Yeah. Right, and his name was VA, and I'm allowed to say that. Because he played in the league. He was in the league for probably, I think, 4 or 5 years. Played 2 or 3 years with the Giants, and then he played another 2 or 3 years with the Bucks. Mm-hmm. And when he played with us, I was there for 2 years, and then he went and he was undrafted. But I'll never forget it, bro. It was the most uncomfortable thing I'd ever seen. And
uncomfortable or very comfortable?
Uncomfortable.
You're like.
Depends on how you look at it.
It was like, honestly, you look at the situation and you're just like, wow, man, like, damn, like I don't measure up.
Yeah.
And you know what I'm saying? Like in my purview and my ideals, I'm like, dude, I'm just fucking, there ain't no man. And then all of a sudden he comes out.
Yeah.
And he was one of those dudes. This is why it was so funny. He's one of those dudes that like knew he had it and was very happy about it.
Yeah.
So when he got out of the shower, totally drenched, like usually you dry off. No, he put the towel over the shoulder and walked across the entire locker room wet as fuck, and then got back to his locker to dry off.
That's aggressive. When you're creating
a big dick move. That's like a fuck you, get the whole everybody else wet.
You're creating a problem.
Yeah.
Potential hazard.
Yeah.
Could hurt people.
That's what I'm saying, dude.
Because of
and
big penis.
When I tell you this, bro,
Asshole.
like it was
fuck that guy.
There was quite a few because he did it, and everybody used to make fun of him for it, right? But it got to be very funny after
like,
a while.
Look at all big dick making a mess.
Yeah, bro. So,
how do you make fun of that?
So like, we had this offensive lineman, bro, and he was walking by.
Because you know me.
He goes walking by, and I'm sitting in my locker. My locker is right in front of the doorway that you would turn to go into the shower room.
Ooh.
So every time he would come right that doorway, and I I'm like Chappelle in his stand up. He's like, come on, dog, just stop. You know what I'm saying? And
you should have put up the like red velvet ropes.
Right.
Had to, like, all right, now you got to clean up, dude.
And Chesser walked by. I gotta stop saying these names, but Chesser walked by, and Chesser was one of the big dogs on our team. Like nobody fucked with this guy. He would fuck everyone up physically. So he walked by and he's like, "God damn, boy, that's a third thigh, right?" And everyone started laughing. From that point, we were like, okay, it's cool to make fun of it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it was like, bro, how many people have you put in the emergency room?
Yeah.
Like, have you been convicted of murder?
Yeah.
You know, like, it was one of those. And
hey, I got your bracelet.
Yeah.
For your thing, you know?
It was, and that right there, it was just like, God damn.
Yeah, see.
That was uncomfortable.
Yeah, that's crazy, man. That's insane.
And the arrogance that he had about it, I mean, he deserved it.
Yeah, I mean, I was about to say, if you got something like that, if you got a piece on you like that, dude.
It's, yeah.
This
rock,
is my
dude.
thing. Like, I don't know. We're getting very off on the dick talk.
Dude, it always turns to dicks.
Do you
It
guys
always does.
remember the porn where...
This is aggressive.
That's
an aggressive question.
Look, it's not
Went
about...
from dick to porn.
It's not about necessarily the content of the porn per se, but it's like where it would be like world's biggest dick, but you obviously can tell it literally doesn't match the body. It's these big fake... They're not... I wouldn't call them dildos. They're something.
Yeah.
But they're like literally... And you never see the dude not holding it.
Right.
Right. So it's like... With people that have pieces that are like that crazily big... Do you ever wonder, like, they're like mid, like, go, and they're like...
You pass out.
Yeah.
Right? Like...
Yeah.
Well, or one of the
damn,
things, too,
they're
is
probably
like...
leaning a lot.
You
Yeah.
can't fucking... The amount of blood that it takes to get that motherfucker hard.
Dude.
You think that bitch stays hard the whole
Dude, if
time?
I flex my
Ain't
biceps
no
too
fucking
hard,
way.
like,
I
I'm like...
pass out. I'm passing out.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's no way. There's
And
no
that's
way.
not a bicep.
Hell
That's-
no.
Not even
No, dude.
That's, God, man. And then, like you
That
said,
shit
it's
just
like a
stays
third
soft.
arm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
On some dudes.
Dude,
But-
this is also another weird situation. One of my earliest best friends ever, like, I knew this kid from when I was, like, 3, and he was, like, 2 or 1.5. So we were, like, introduced, not even knowing each other. We grew up together, so it was like, yeah, that's my best friend.
Yeah.
His name's Grant. He's a ginger kid, like, pure fire from the sun ginger kid, right? His brother, Trevin, weird names. I don't know where these names come from. Grant, Trevin, and, like, I'm not going to say anyone else's name. But apparently, brother had a cock on him, like, a huge thing.
Yeah.
Like,
Dude, you know what's funny?
I've never seen it, but the amount of times that his brother, all their friends would talk about it, I'm like, are y'all, like, show and tell in the bedroom together? Like, look at this thing. It's like, I can't believe it's mine.
Yeah. That was his brother saying that?
Grant would bring up, like, yeah, well, you got a big dick.
It's so weird, dude. That's so weird to be like, my brother's got a big piece on him.
Yeah, dude,
Such an
and I'm like,
odd-
why do you guys talk about it? And he's like, we could show you. And I'm like,
That's
hey, it'll happen or it won't. I'm not like trying to be.
Yeah,
I'm not
yeah.
setting an appointment for it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm not trying to set this up,
Yeah.
but you know, whatever. By the way, it was so funny. I was just thinking about this, like when I was driving home, I was going to call my mom. Hey, you should listen to this podcast I was on.
Ooh,
Well,
Yeah.
man, you should have told us
there
before.
goes that.
I'd have steered it away from
Honestly, she'll click on it the first time she'll hear it. She'll be like, "Oh, okay."
that.
Yeah.
Like that video of the lady that's like washing dishes and she puts on
The wig, the dude that wears the wig and he's like doing something. Have you seen that guy?
no.
Oh, never mind. Continue with yours.
The one I'm talking about is like when they first play WAP for the lady that's like
Oh,
she
yeah.
goes, turn that off.
Yes,
Turn that off.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Never mind. I was way off there. There's this dude on social media. He puts on a wig and he does content pretending to be the reactions of the way his girlfriend or his wife or whatever.
Oh, okay.
And then I guess he was wearing the wig pretending to be her, like doing dishes.
Oh, I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, and he's covered in tats.
Yeah.
And it's so funny. And she's like just staring at him while she's scrubbing.
Yeah.
And then he's like, hey. And then she's like getting pissed, right? He's like, what? And she's like, Aren't you gonna help me? And he's like, okay.
Dude, you have a very good face for that, like expression. Like it's easy to read. Like you're like, come get. Like,
dude,
help,
yes, yes. There's.
I was cracking up. You weren't saying anything.
Yeah.
I was like, why is that so funny?
Oh, dude, sarcasm lives and breathes through all of my physical features. Yeah. So my wife loves it.
Yeah.
There's probably not a day in our lives where she doesn't want to just like straight up fucking cock punch me.
Yeah.
Like there's zero doubt.
That would be a weird relationship if that was just okay.
Yes, that would be very weird. Yes,
fact happened just like, hey, keep them in line a little bit. Like, hey, that is not cool.
Yeah. What?
I don't know
when did this start.
So, ironic, funny story about that. When we first met, we met at a place that I used to work at, and she was actually my intern. And
wow.
Yeah. It's
hey, goes, I got an extra job for
you. Hey,
all right.
Check this out.
She could never listen to this, bro. She's gonna be so pissed. So, we had met, and God, we'd been working together for like 3-4 months, something like that. And we ended up going out and going to get pizza or whatever. And from that point, I think it was like not even 2 or 3 weeks later, and we just really hit it off, dude. And everything was great and all that. And I was like, hey, and I asked her out. And she's like, Mike, I don't know if that's appropriate. And I said, I don't give a shit. Yeah. I was 26. She was 22, So I was like, it's really not that big a deal. And I was an assistant manager. I wasn't the manager. Yeah. So, you know what I mean? There's give and take there.
Hey, assistant manager is a pretty big deal.
This guy.
So, fast forward, we end up getting together. She left that company that we were working with. So we end up getting together. We were a week into our relationship, and you set the boundaries, like, hey, no cock punching. I remember we were.
Why is this on the list? What happened,
dog? Yeah. So we were, and it's funny because you're going to say the same thing about what I'm going to tell you right now. We were sitting at breakfast one morning, and she just asked, like, hey, do you, is there certain things in your relationship? I said, absolutely, you can never credit card swipe me. And she's like, what? And I was like, you ever run your finger across my ass cheeks? I said, listen, I'm not homophobic. I'm cool. I want everybody, love who you want to love, brother. But that's not a me thing. Yeah. And there's nothing that goes near there. Yeah. And I get sensitive about it, and I react, okay? Yeah. And I looked at her and I said, listen, maybe one day we'll fall in love, but if you credit card swipe me, my natural reaction, I might punch you in the face.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
she's like,
but there's literally no chance I'll fall in love with you.
Dude, it's wild how you can be in a crowd of people like downtown.
Yeah.
And if you have somebody, for me, have somebody rub against your ass, the first reaction, you're like, what in the fuck are you doing?
Dude,
dude.
It's
quick.
It's a knee-jerk reaction.
Yeah.
It's kind of wild.
You want another emasculating feeling, which is very similar to like the credit card swipe. It's just like the girl grabbing your ass without you knowing. Like with no preparation, you didn't even know they were there, and they just grab real quick.
Yeah, no, same.
It's
same reaction. Yeah,
you feel
tiny.
You feel like you left all the doors unlocked at home, and your wallet and keys and everything were right there, and you're like, I could have lost everything.
Yeah.
Everything that I've ever known could have been over
from one ass grab.
Just from one, and you never know, like,
because of the thumb place. There's a
the
lot
thumb
of
placement can be aggressive.
Hey, whoa!
Yeah, if you get too far inside.
Yeah.
It's funny too, dude. Because I tell Ash all the time. I said right at the bottom. I said I stick. For her, I would just put my fingers. It's like the little tuck. You just want to, you just want to right there.
Yeah.
But if she did that to me, that's exactly like it's like whoa.
Yeah.
Know your role.
Yeah. Calm her down.
Fucking jabroni over here, all right?
Calm her down.
Yeah, dude, there's some wild things, like, I do not fuck with the butt stuff like that. Like, I don't know, like...
Blanket statement, but I respect it. Dude, I don't fuck with butt stuff.
I bring this up because, like, your mom's house. Like, Tom is always, like, trying to get Christina to,
I love how
eat it out.
Yeah.
Butt
like,
stuff,
bro.
and then said, you remember at your mom's house?
Yeah.
We were OG butt stuff, dude.
Dude, and that's so hard to explain.
Stuff. Yeah,
explain
it sounds,
that then.
Well, I don't. Okay, butt stuff. Where did the butt stuff come from?
I don't know.
I can tell you one of the origins in my particular life. It wasn't the origin of butt stuff, but
he goes,
yeah. So I have this guy that I play fantasy football with every year. It's
a
worse.
weird start.
But
You want to know about butt stuff?
Every summer.
yeah, it's like, dude, it's like, right on the hills of that mountain. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? We wear cowboy stuff. So anyway, we move money through Venmo. You always have to have that caption in there.
Yeah.
So one
The little
time,
memo.
yes, it was like 4 years ago, something like that. And I remember I gave him money for a bet that I lost for an NFL game that we bet on, because I'm a huge Panthers fan and I always lose. And I sent him the stuff and I was pissed off at him, so I left it public and I put butt stuff. And there was probably like 10 to 15 text messages he got. Bro, what the fuck?
Yeah.
I was like, you're welcome.
Yeah, we worked at Zoomies together. That's where we met. And like fucking 7 years ago, whatever it was.
I think it's because we were clicking so well.
Yeah, but we came up with some inside joke that we were original butt, like we were butt stuff. Like that was like original butt stuff was our fucking thing.
But there
was a joke that went along with it.
There was I don't know how they get around this, but the manager could technically be doing stuff like that. We're not actually doing stuff like that. So I think they were like, no, we're butt stuff.
Yeah.
And then we came with, no, we're OG. Like,
yeah, OG butt stuff.
Yeah. So like when you go into our Zoomies, there's a big Spitfire, like huge, like one of the massive head ones.
Yeah.
And it's like written all over it. It's like our dates. It does not look well. Now it didn't age.
Yeah,
it's like our names, dates, original butt stuff.
It didn't look good when we did it. You know what I mean? But that was also part of the joke where it was just like, oh, it's funny.
Yeah.
You know, but the fact that it's still there is kind of crazy.
That
is
pretty nuts.
All right, it's been 7 years. Maybe clean that up a little bit, you know?
Every time I go in there,
kinda...
maybe this is like the older guy in me. Every time I go in there and I see that and I see like an employee there, I want to be like,
that's me, dog.
Yeah. They're going to be like, some wild dude came in here.
Yeah.
Pointing at the fucking butt
He's
stuff.
Like, that's me.
Dude, I know I shouldn't feel this way because I was a mall employee. Yeah. But sometimes I walk in there and I'm like, they come up and they ask open-ended questions and I'm like, they don't know who HDO571 is.
Holy
like,
shit, bro.
I still remember my fucking login.
Dude, you're stupid.
Yeah, dude. I'm like, how's your UPTs today, dog?
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Like, you kind of want to like pull like a card or like a lanyard out, and you're like, brother, I'm undercover.
Y'all know shit about this. Yeah. Like, y'all didn't ask 3 open-ended questions, bitches.
You want to build me a cleat in the back? Get the fuck out of my face.
Yeah, dude.
You know what? I'll tell you, dude. The exact same thing happens to me whenever I go to this place I used to work. Can you guys bleep anything out?
Yeah.
Not really, or yeah.
It takes a minute.
It does?
But you could be like,
yeah.
You know? You could be like, cool. Yo, I didn't like this.
Okay, so I'll give it to you in code then, because here's the thing. So I know everywhere that I worked with this company, and I'm 99% confident. Some of them watch to see if I'm going to say some disrespectful shit, so they can be like slander. You know what I mean? So because I had a decently high role. I wasn't super high by any stretch of the imagination, but I got to know a lot of people in there. And to be honest, I pissed every single one of them off. So it was like, all right, but now, and this is a company. When we're off air, I'll tell you guys who it is, but. Is a company that literally everybody in the world will use at some point. And we would go there, right? And I just had that same feeling. And I would just like sit on the counter and be like, what's up?
Yeah.
How's this looking today? They'd be like, how do you know about it? I'm the OG, baby.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I don't know nothing about my fucking...
Yeah, bro. Like, you don't know shit about it. So you guys have it easy. You know what I'm saying? Like, I walked fucking uphill both ways to work.
Dude, you know what's funny, too, is, like, culturally, when we were working at Zoomies, it became popular.
Yeah.
Like, it was popular. It's a mall store, but, like, fucking, what is his name? Nar Boo Boo, Bang Bang Skeet Skeet.
Trevor
Wallace. He came out with the Zoomies guy. Like, his skit on it. That was when we were working there.
That was his first one that like blew up.
And like
Really?
all the
So
shit
Jimmy's
that he was
employee
doing,
one, yeah.
like being like behind the curtain, was legitimate like things that Zumi. So he had to know somebody that worked there.
Or
I don't know if
worked
he
there.
ever worked there, but if he did it
Fucking
great.
nailed it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like all the things that they're trying to upsell and like, yo, Golden Gods or fucking try to build a complete, like all those things were like, that's why I think it was so successful, because he must get in on like employees or something, like, yo, you want to help me with the skit thing?
Yeah. Yeah, it was if you go in there now too compared to what it was 7 years ago, oh my gosh, dude. Well, but I think the mall in general, is just like, oh my god.
Oh shit.
The mall in general is just fucking.
Spain won the Women's World Cup.
Spain did?
Yep. Oh. They beat England with 1-0.
Really?
Damn.
Yeah.
High scoring.
Yeah. That's
exciting.
That's why.
Ooh, soccer.
Damn, somebody didn't block the one ball.
Listen.
That shit's fucking, I have a hard time watching that.
No, I feel you. Dude. I have a hard time watching baseball on television.
Ooh. See, I can't.
I can't do
I'm
that.
not a fan either, dude.
Yeah.
It's tough. Like going to a game, going to a baseball game.
Dope.
Yeah.
I'll sit there for 10 hours.
Any sporting event, I feel like in person is a great time.
What is the worst sport?
Golf, for sure.
Really?
Listen,
to watch?
Listen, let me tell you something. Our relationship started off great. It's taken a little bit of a U-turn though.
Yeah.
That's what just.
Now he's really good at golf.
Yeah, I play
it's wild
golf.
That he just
play golf.
Oh yeah, like,
he's got a trophy.
I play forever.
But
like,
trophy.
a person that doesn't know anything about
the
golf.
Little.
Oh shit! There it is.
He won like a hole-in-one competition with Bubba Wallace or
Bubba Watson.
Yep.
Bubba Wallace.
Who's Bubba Wallace?
Oh, that's close.
Got the first name.
They're Bubba.
Hey, there you go.
Enough.
No, but I feel like watching golf is somebody who doesn't play golf or follow it at all, and you're watching golf, you're gonna be like, "This is fucking."
You mean
boring
it's the hardest
shit.
to watch from scratch? Like you've never seen anything, and then you're like,
"Yo,
check this out."
No info at all. Yeah, I
you know what? Also, is super tough is like understanding the scoring system on tennis. Like I've watched games where I'm like, the game is interesting. I have no idea who's winning.
Why does it go by 15s?
Also,
it doesn't.
Glove
15, 30, 40.
That's what. Yeah, that's yeah. I don't.
And then isn't there like love or something? And then it's like, is that under par or over par or something?
No, that's when the other person has nothing. 15 love. I have 15, you have love. 15 love. 15, 30, 40 love.
Oh, Brian Regan. Okay. I was like, what bit is he doing?
Yeah.
The and then what we talked about last night, the Las Vegas gambling on fighters or underdogs and expected winners.
Yeah.
Are you a golf person?
Yes.
You are? Do you play or do you watch? Or
both.
Both.
Nice. I love watching golf.
Yeah.
And it's weird. I don't know why, because I can't watch a baseball game.
Yeah.
Right? But I can sit on television, or if you go in person.
Yeah.
If you go in person, that is a little bit different because you're going to be so hammered. Like, you will be so wasted, bro. It's wild. We went out to the Valspar 2 years ago, me and my buddy Nick. And Nick was the dude who sat in as a special guest on the American Ninja episode.
Okay.
Yeah. So Nick is a huge golfer, so he took me out there and we went to see like Dustin Johnson. We saw all these guys play, right? Nice. And I didn't really understand how that worked. Had never been there.
Yeah.
But it was pretty fucking cool from the expectations. So like we got there super early.
You gotta be 8 hours early to a golf
We did. We got there at 8 a.m.
You're like, we're here before any of the players. Damn, that's crazy.
Are we at the right course?
They haven't even set up the ropes yet.
And we were we went on Sunday, so there's the earliest tee is like 7:50.
Yeah.
But there's only 8 players at the course because it tees off like every 20 minutes after that, whatever. Because there's only half the field left. So we got there super early with Nick and his dad, and he's been doing this for fucking years, right? So he's like, all right, so here's what we're going to do, boys. We're going to go to the final hole. You're going to drop your chairs. Golf etiquette. The chair's there, you leave it alone. Those are our seats. And I was like, so we can leave these chairs here for 12 hours. And he's like, and we can come back and no one will be sitting in them. And I was like,
bullshit.
See,
Bullshit.
that's what I said.
Bullshit.
That's exactly what I said. I didn't understand this, but that's a real thing.
Yeah.
We showed up 6 to 7 hours later, and there's a huge crowd around the final hole. But there's our 3 chairs right there in front of the rope. Like, nobody touched them.
Here's a cheat code, too. That if that does not work, just leave a little thing that says, like, Tiger Woods on it. A piece of paper.
Reserved.
Yeah.
Reserved
They're
for
like,
Tiger.
whoa.
So, and mind you, remember, it was like 8 in the morning when we got there. By 11:30, that's when I started blacking out. Didn't understand what was happening. Yeah, no, it's crazy.
It's a long day.
Dude, it's 11:30 in the morning.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, no.
but there's
you got
like
a lot of golf left.
dog. There's
He sits at one hole waiting. And he's like, man, how many times they go around?
yeah,
Fucking-
dog. But there's drink stands everywhere, and they invite all the different bars to set up like temporary things, and you're just like, I must have had like 12 Bloody Marys.
Yeah.
It's wild, and they shove bacon and shrimp in it too. It was delicious.
I used to work at one of our used to be premier places. I don't know what it's considered now, but like I worked there for 5 years.
Yeah.
And I'd either mow or like be the cart boy or whatever. And dude, they will go all out for like events. Like they'll have people on each hole, and it's like they're treating everyone like celebrities.
Yeah.
I could see how
They don't fuck around.
golfing could be cool as fuck because you're like, oh, they think I'm something special.
It's kind.
But you're staying
tight,
at this
dude.
hole. You're not seeing how terrible I'm doing for the rest of the course.
Yeah.
You're just like, I'm a celebrity for 5 seconds.
Honestly, there's something too about like even like 4-man scrambles, like the go get drunk with your friend scrambles.
Yeah.
That's like you get your little ditty bag with all your like little stuff in it for you.
Yeah.
There's something about that makes you feel special. Where it's like, oh, that's super cool. You know what I mean? Like it gets you fired up.
Yeah.
I agree with you.
Yeah.
The unexpected gift.
Yeah, it's great, dude.
I like
golf
that.
is a. I fucking love that game, man. I'm
See,
supposed to play today.
But what is the worst sport? You think golf is to watch?
To watch, I think if you have no prep going into it whatsoever, I think golf is a difficult sport to watch. I think it's changing a little bit because of the whole live golf thing. But I think that's
we
a
need
tough
to
one.
have a golfer on. We need to have Rusty on and talk about the live golf situation because that's crazy.
Yeah. Well, now
that's basically them being like, oh, cool, you don't like that? We're gonna buy the whole thing.
Yeah. There's a whole
See
lot.
how old I got talking about golf right there?
Yeah.
I started aging.
I started aging.
Fuck.
I also feel like because I don't understand it, cricket is one of those things.
It looks interesting.
Yeah.
That's the 2 players on each side of the net with
And there's
paddles.
fucking sticks hanging up.
Damn, what the fuck?
No, that's
no.
pickleball.
Pickleball. Okay.
What the fuck is the thing where they do this and it's
High lie.
and it's a long wooden flat stick kind of thing?
Are they on a horse?
No,
That's
the dude.
polo.
No, he's
polo.
sitting in the
Polo.
middle, and he's waiting to hit it. It almost looks like baseball, but it's always like elsewhere, and it's not necessarily
Elsewhere.
further
No,
away.
Stings.
What are you talking about?
They're out there.
Yeah.
Like I'll see it on like ESPN Ocho, like you thought wasn't real, but they'll like pitch it like a softball, but they'll try to hit it with like a flat stick, like
That's
almost
cricket.
like they're bunting.
That's cricket. That's what I'm talking about.
I
Cricket.
thought
They
y'all
have
were
the
just
3.
talking about with the little
So I was talking.
thing that looks like a warhead, but it's like a flower, and you pop it over. It's kind of like tennis. That's what I thought you were just.
That's what I was referring to. Yeah. See, I was the one that was incorrect, and I brought the dumbass.
Don't put us in a room trying to figure out how to get out the room. We're like, what's the door?
Lock
That's
a
the
door. We're fucked.
Yeah, cricket looks interesting because that shit is literally going like 140 miles an hour.
It's the biggest, like,
Worldwide?
broadcasted worldwide. Yeah, cricket is
Really?
the #1 sport watched.
Really?
Yeah,
Really?
yeah.
Are you serious?
Can't their
Yeah.
games go on like 20 hours?
Ah, fuck if I know. I've never watched one.
We can make
Dude,
it
it's
up
the
right
most
now.
watched sport ever.
It-
Never
it
seen
is,
it.
though.
We're literally
But it
making
is.
things up, so just say it's the
It
longest
can be
sport ever,
28
right?
hours long.
Thank
yeah,
you.
the games
Thank
can
you.
go forever.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't understand it.
I don't know the premise of the game at all.
Me neither.
I think you try to knock the sticks down, but that's about all I got.
feel like that's some rich people shit you have playing on in a house that, like, you invite guests over, have it playing on, and don't explain the game to them.
Yeah.
And then you now think they're way smarter than they are.
Right.
Yeah.
You're like, well,
You don't
he
have to
understands
know.
it. This is highbrow shit.
Yeah, and every once in a while you look at the TV and go,
Oh, he's bringing out that paddle.
Oh shit!
And they're like, did he call it a paddle?
Right.
You're gonna eat your cheese plate. You're just like,
Oh god.
my bad. I was joking.
That would be great to have the commentators from Dodgeball
Oh yes,
to do that.
Cotton and who was the other guy?
Yeah. It's a bold
Nobody-
strategy, Cotton.
Nobody ever remembers the other guy.
yeah.
No. The guy who's actually the funniest,
Yeah.
because he just kept saying Cotton.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
why we remember
Yeah.
the other guy's name.
Jason Bateman.
Yes,
But
Jason
we
Bateman.
don't know his name. Yeah.
No, not at all.
I think somebody wasn't Cotton's name not actually Cotton, but he called him Cotton.
I don't know.
It's a
I think-
possibility.
I thought it was.
I don't know.
His name.
Well, how are we feeling on college football 1 week? Well, by the time this comes out, it's now out. College football has started.
It's crazy.
Well,
I woke up this morning.
yeah.
I woke up this morning, checked Instagram, and one of the first things I saw was somebody made like a meme type post, and it was like, "This is the last weekend of the year that we will not have any college football for the rest of the year."
That feels really
crazy.
good.
That is such a nice, and then something about that, and you knowing like a cool breeze is going to be coming early mornings.
Yeah.
We're going to go to the Alabama LSU game. Like, I've been to one Alabama game. It was
Yeah.
against Southern Miss, and it was like a 51-0 blowout, which
Yeah.
is not that fun to watch.
Yeah.
It was cool because I'm an Alabama fan, but like, I want to see, like, let's get dirty, let's get close, let's
Yeah.
have a fucking ball game. Something about the season being right here. I will watch Kent State take on like fucking
Yeah.
Alabama Northwest State.
Yeah.
Yes.
Something that doesn't exist. Like, it could be anything, and I'm like, it's
Yeah.
football, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I agree with you, man. I think this season too, it's going to be really interesting to see how things shape up for a lot of the bigger teams in the SEC. I mean, because number one, how is Alabama going to rebound right now? That's because I'm glad you brought that team up, because over the past 15 years, it's just been pure dominance. And if they haven't been to a national, if they were in the national championship losing it, or majority of the time they were winning it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And now you're kind of hitting that stride where, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, they make the playoffs last year.
Yeah.
And, you know, did they do this? Did they do that? And it's like, where are they going to go
Is this the year, or is it next year that they're going to 16?
next year?
That's going to be crazy.
It's the 2024-2025 season.
So the playoff system is going from 4 to 16 teams.
Yes.
Next year.
which
Which is going to be very exciting, because then nobody can really bitch.
well,
You have all year, and I get it if you start from so far behind that you can't get into because of the names of the teams.
yeah.
Because, like, you can be an SEC team and be middle of the road to higher of the road and get into a tournament that you maybe shouldn't necessarily be at, but because you're from the SEC.
Yeah.
Versus, like, an undefeated, like, maybe back in the day could have been an Oregon team
Yeah.
or Utah
Yeah.
and not get it. And you could be that good. Like,
Right.
I
Boise
mean-
State back in the day fucking knocked off Oklahoma, and they were like, they shouldn't have been on the field with them.
Statue of
And
Liberty.
yeah, that
Yeah.
was like literally one of the all-time college great plays.
See, and you're right. I think the 16-game season it's perfect for
Yeah.
college football right now. I think the problem that I have with it is the label as far as the business side of it. It's going to generate a lot more revenue for universities and this, and more sponsorships and TV and all that stuff, which is cool, which is also going to throw off these new, we were talking about last night, the NIL deals or, you know, and all that. But the biggest thing is, for me, the fucking BCS ranking system. I don't like it. It's been in place since we were born, even before we were born.
Yeah.
But it's like,
Doesn't add up.
it doesn't add up, just because it does have favoritism to it,
Yeah.
based upon, you know, the multiple years. But to me, it's like, there's better ways to do it. If you want to create a positive ranking system, number one, best record, right? And you're going to have a ton of teams that have tied records, right?
Yeah.
But also put it into points scored against. create a ratio in that realm because that shows who's the most efficient. And everyone's going to say the same thing. The flaw in that, you could have a Utah that has a very weak schedule based upon its conference.
So you have to take in strength of schedule.
Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. You take all that into account, but the current system to me, it shows way too much favoritism to SEC teams.
Definitely.
Which in some people would say with good purpose, but I wish there was a different type of more consistent ranking system because if I'm not mistaken, in the last 10 years, there's been several times where Alabama has been number 1, and they've lost one game during the regular season, and they dropped to 2.
Yeah.
Other teams have been number 1, lost a game, they dropped to 8.
Yeah. Or Alabama is still number 1. And there's undefeated teams that are 2 through 5.
Yeah.
And it's like,
I mean,
how the hell does that work?
There's been a few years where it just didn't make quite sense, and I'm a Bama fan, diehard.
Yeah.
Right? Like the whole year where we lost LSU and then went on to beat them shut them out in the national championship game. How did we rematch them? We lost them.
Well,
technically, if we lost to them in a championship game, how did we then go in? I do believe it was a game removed from that. So it was we lost to them, won a game, we're in the national championship. Mm-hmm. I'm a fan.
Yeah.
How?
Yeah.
That's not fair.
Well,
it's not boxing. It's not there's no other contenders. Everybody is it's shaped to be all the contenders are there waiting.
Yeah.
Do you think there's a way to rank every single team and then weigh that against
that would
their
be
schedule?
Sick. All what are there? I'm sure there's not 1,500 teams, but
yeah,
can you imagine?
A lot of teams.
This is 1436.
There's 100. There's 124.
Yeah. So if everyone had a literal rank,
and then you have to weigh that.
Imagine being 124 every year.
Yeah.
You're you got a full ride? Yeah.
You know what?
Kent State Blue.
I'll be honest with you, man. I know what that feels like. It's pretty shitty.
You did play college, yeah?
I did. I played in college, and the funniest part is my high school career was horrific.
Really?
Yeah. No, it was terrible. So when I first got into high school and I played JV my freshman year, and then I moved up from that point, right? And my sophomore, junior, and senior year, we went 1-9 each year. And I think by the time I got done with my high school career, I had lost over 35 games. Jeez. And I only won 4. It was dog. I don't know. In the
it would suck if it was the same team you're beating every year. It's well, just let us have this one, please.
Dog, there was so many games, and the one game we won my senior year, dude, it was pathetic. We
I thought he was gonna say epic.
It was
our final win.
It was epic.
The first game, but
so it was very epic, but it was also pathetic at the same time. Yeah. We were playing Orlando Jones in the old UCF stadium, and we were down 15 points or 16 points something with 3 minutes and 21 seconds left, and we had just scored to be down by 3 scores.
We just got that good.
Yeah. So, or no, I'm sorry. They had just scored to go up. I'm sorry. I messed that up because we were receiving the kick. Right. That's the important stat. So, Dustin Krause, turn around, come back on a wedge, and gets hit, knocked out, flatlined, just done. Right? So, ambulance comes out. They have to take him away. It's one of our players, and we're all we're going to do this to it. You know what I'm saying? We're all hype, and none of us even really hang out with this kid. We're just that's my teammate.
But you're freaking out.
He wears the same colors as
all for one, dog.
Yeah. So anyway, but he was a great dude. So I haven't seen him since then. I know he's alive.
He might have died.
Yeah, but
that could have been his last day.
There you go. So, anyway, we all do this massive rally, bro. In 3 minutes and 21 seconds, we go from 18 to 32, and we end up blocking a punt with 3 seconds left, stopped them on the 1 yard line. They fucked up. They had their game. All they had to do was punt the ball. Yeah. But they got the punt, decided to run around a little bit, and we tackled him on the 1 instead of him running it through the back, and they lost off stupidity. But either way, we tackled them on the 1. We ran a belly left because we ran wing T offense. It was atrocious. We scored and we won. 33-32 is the final game. and we went in there celebrating and shit. Everybody's naked in the showers, fucking yeah, right. And we were at that point in time, I think we were like 1-2 in the season, and we lost every single game after that.
I bet you that feeling in that locker room was like, we're gonna go undefeated from here on.
It was like, bro, this is it.
Yeah.
Remember the Titans,
This is our year.
This is our year.
Yeah.
And
somebody in the background's like, we've already lost twice. what about that?
It was, dude. High school football was. It was cool though, because when you are a talented player on a shitty team, you stand out so much. Yeah. You really do.
People come to you for advice. Like, are we getting the guy with the ball or? Yeah. What's going on? Why they don't give us the ball?
Why they always got the
ball? You're like, you're on defense. You can get the ball. You just got to go get the ball.
And when you're playing defense, dude, when you're playing defense, especially in college, God, the worst thing you can do is you come off the field and, like, especially when you get a 3 and out. Honestly, that fucking juices you up. You get excited. Yeah. You sit down. You're like, hey guys, that was great. Let's think about what they're doing next. Yeah. And all you hear is punt ready. And you're like, bro, we just sat the fuck down. Yeah. Like, come on, bro. Yeah. Give me one first down.
Let me get an orange slice in me before we go right back out.
Like,
damn.
That's like, that takes you from that high, like, yes, we're here. Fuck. Like, it's terrible.
That's wild. College has got to be a whole different level. I only played in high school and not like a full season or anything, like we talked about last night. But, dude, the amount of damage you take in practice.
Yeah.
Dude, they did like Oklahoma drills, like, and it was like we had this guy Willie on our team. Him and his brother both played for the team, but Willie was like the big one.
Yeah.
And I mean, just the name alone, you're like, I probably don't want to probably couldn't tackle a guy named Willie. Yeah. I mean, he was like, Trent was on the team, but he was like Trent and a half big.
Yeah.
Like, Trent, for whatever reason, could still lift and do everything more than anyone else could, but like, Willie was the guy you don't fuck with.
Yeah.
And I remember, like, they were starting to do the drills, and I was like, I took my helmet off, and I was like, damn, dude, I am not feeling well, actually. And I realized, but I was like a DB, so it's like, why am I doing these?
Yeah.
Like, let me try to focus on being sharp and being aware. Like, you're trying to get me cloudy, I'm gonna be like lost and like, oh, somebody's in the stands or something.
Yeah. That was one thing that definitely is weird in high school. In high school, there's no separation in defense when you're doing hitting drills. Like, you're doing it with everybody. And there would be some dudes. Now, mind you,
there's people literally live for that.
Yeah.
Like, they might not even be making teams or nothing, but the coach even knows. He's like, put fucking Murray in there.
Shit.
Yeah, put fucking Murray in there. Yeah. But, dude, there was, in high schools where it was really dramatic, and it was honestly, it's not. I'm not usually that dumb. I'm usually that, like, suck it up, don't be a pussy type dude. But there were some situations that I look back on now, and it's like, there's a couple guys where we were in practice, and they made this huge fucking thing out of it. Like, I almost killed this kid. But I was big as shit. Yeah,
he comes in on a wheelchair. He's like, I didn't kill him.
Yeah, I didn't kill him. He did walk around with a neck brace for like a week and a half.
Holy shit. You're a bad person. Dog, we gotta shut this off.
Dude. It was terrible, dude. But it was like, dude, when I was a sophomore, like I had a great spurt, and I was a strong fucking dude. Like I was squatting 500 pounds, and I was a sophomore in high school. Fuck and that. And I was lean and mean.
Reason.
Fuck that.
No reason, right? But I was lean, and I was probably like 235, 245. And that was my playing weight. And that was the fastest I ever ran either. I was clocking like that high 4.9s, like 5.0 type, speed. And I mean, for a white dude, I was fucking, it was insane, right? So when we were practicing in high school, like you said, everybody comes out and you're going to play. They don't cut anybody anymore. So when we line up for drills, sometimes like 235-pound, 6'1" defensive end, all of a sudden hitting this
kicker.
like
I don't think coach
hitting this DB, bro.
He kicks.
So we
protect him.
Yeah, dude, we were doing Okies and his name was Joe. I'm not gonna say his last name, but I remember he was running the ball, and I was like, and when I was in those drills, I was like, bro, I'm gonna fucking kill you.
Yeah.
That's how my mentality was back then. And I remember I came off a block, and I hit that dude so fucking hard, and he just fell on the ground, and he just started wailing. He's like, I can't feel my body. And he's like sitting there, he's freaking out. It was bad. Everybody got a little scared, and they were like, and then the coach was like, Joe, don't be a bitch. Like, get up.
Yeah.
Right? And then the next like week and a half, he was walking around school with a neck brace. And everybody was like, bro, you broke his neck. Like, it was
like
terrible.
To be a sweet guy, he's like, I'll sign your neck brace.
Yeah, like it's terrible, but
sorry about it.
that's the other thing. Is like this dude was 5'7", 160 pounds.
Yeah, that's
why are we in that drill together?
Hey, you do have such a good point because you're like, it's not my fault.
Yeah.
I did my job really well.
Actually, I did the best.
Really well.
Yeah. It's not my fault you were in
For
there.
the size difference, what happened was supposed to happen.
Yeah.
And I did it to
There's
the fullest.
no other way that could have gone.
It's like practice fields, like in those types of drills, it's like one of the last places where death is like legal.
Yeah.
Like coach is like, I want you to bury that motherfucker and not invite anybody to his funeral. I'm like, I'm sorry.
Excuse me?
I've never even been in a fight yet.
Yeah.
So he's like, take your helmet off and kill him.
Jesus.
Dude, when I was in middle school or whatever that was, when I was doing school over there, dude, they were saying like words I didn't know these cuss words yet, like horseshit and cunt and like motherfucker. Like I've heard fuck and like short little shit.
Yeah.
Damn it.
Yeah.
Things like that, but like they were using like long form cuss words. They're like, get your cunt ass out of here. Like shit, like I'm like, you can even put them together like that? That cunt ass? I don't know. I had never seen shit like what the coaches can say. And also like Keystone Heights is like a one light.
It's very different.
At the time it was like a one stop sign, and then now they have a light. So it was like
evolution.
Yeah. And back then it's like coaches with like the thickest like Burt Reynolds sideburns, like you're like, oh, this dude dipping while he's coaching, like spitting, like it's like, oh, I'm not privy to these types of people.
Yeah.
And now this dude's in charge of my life. I could die.
Yeah.
I might not make it out of here.
Like we were talking, I can't remember, maybe a few podcasts ago, but we were bringing up that the cool swag to have, like, was that neck flare thing.
Oh, yeah.
The roll?
The Douglas fucking extra piece.
Yeah, so it was
back.
like, it made you look like you had traps like Brock Lesnar and you were a middle schooler.
Yeah, the roll.
Yeah.
Was it, did you like the one that came down the sides or just the roll?
No, just the back.
Yeah.
Just the back piece.
It's so funny you said I had that.
So, there you go. Already adds another level of intimidation.
Yeah.
Like, this dude. He's trying to protect himself and murder me.
Yeah.
But like the coach's kid had that on.
Yeah.
And I remember we were doing like drills where, like, I was a lineman in this situation. I was a little chubby kid, and he was on the edge, and he was trying to come around, and he false started. But coach was like, if they ever false start, literally drill them into the ground.
Yeah.
I want them to know not to make a mistake. He didn't say it that nice, and he jumped off, but as soon as he jumped off, he stopped. He realized, he's like, oh, I didn't mean to jump.
And you...
But he jumped, and it was like, as he's jumping, I come up right underneath his pads, like perfect timing, because he's like weightless, because he jumped.
Yes.
Catch him, and pick him up, and I like flat back to the ground, like, and he went, and coach was like livid, because that's his son, and his son is like buzz cut, like, this dude's gonna go.
Yeah.
I have no idea what happened to him because I left that town, but like I teared up a little bit because I was like, I know what's coming because this dude murks people.
Yeah.
And I was like, I am sorry.
Fuck.
Don't.
Why?
Whatever you're thinking, don't.
Don't do this.
Did they ever get you back?
Yeah, a lot. Like, it was like I was on a hit list.
A lot.
Yeah.
Oh,
I slowly over time, as the season was like winding down, like gained his trust, and like he didn't fuck with me no more. But it was like, I fucked up.
I was at the top of the
I
list.
was listening to your father, and I hurt you.
Yeah.
I get it.
Listen, I did exactly what I was told. Now I understand why you're being a dick.
See, I feel like everybody in this room, we just get in trouble for doing our job.
Yeah, that's
the gist of everything in here.
Yes.
We're gonna wrap this one. We didn't really get to talk to you. I'm sure that we'll do more podcasts in the future.
Yeah.
But a little surprise, we're about to do his. So whenever you guys see this, I don't know when his will drop, but I assume it's got to be relatively within the same ballpark.
I will be honest, dude. We are backlogged like probably 4 to 5 weeks.
Oh, that's fine.
So yeah, because anytime anytime we can get someone on, we just like keep recording.
Yeah. Oh, that's fine. Dude.
Yeah.
Well, when this comes out, be on the lookout for his episode, 2 Dimes and a Token. Go like, subscribe, follow all their shit like YouTube, everything. Yeah. Tell them where they can find you.
So you can find us on IG, Facebook, TikTok, and YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, pretty much anywhere as far as audio. And then you can also go into any of the links, and we have our single shirts, merch stores, $9. So if you like it, check it out, dude.
Steal.
Hell yeah.
Get it to get it.
That's what I'm saying.
Train in it. Like, you don't have to, like, dress up or nothing.
And it's soft cloth. It's the good stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I was impressed. The first time I put one on, I said, wow, I wish my wife touched me this way. Wow. That's how it made me feel. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Just don't put it near your butt. She might
keep
be
that,
all
keep
up
that
in
shit
that
away
thing.
from your butt, dog.
Yeah.
Yeah, it got a little close. Tip of the credit card swipe, and I beat the shirt's ass.
Yeah. You're like, neighbors catching him in the mirror, like, what is going on in the house over there?
Yes.
Before we get out of here, we were talking about We Train Jiu-Jitsu last night, and
Jiu-Jitsu?
Yeah, one of our favorite sponsors. I mean, I guess they're all our favorite sponsors, but if you are trying to train jiu-jitsu while you're in town, or you're trying to get any good rolls in, like I invited you to open mat yesterday just to like get a feel for like what our team was like. Also, like ADCC is going to be in like pretty much right down the street from him.
Oh, sick. Cool.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So he might slide through and like film some stuff.
I was just going to say, we'll probably try to shoot a vlog if we go down there. Yeah, it would be pretty dope.
But you'll get to meet all the Kazushi Club Pensacola guys.
Sweet.
It's right off of Cervantes, like catty corner to Apple Market, or like actually we should start saying Running Wild because it's like right across the street from Running Wild. But some of the greatest techniques. It's like a room full of people that are brainstorming, trying to figure out jiu-jitsu in the most digestible way. So if you guys want to learn, you want to start, you want to do a free trial, you want to just come in for an open mat, you want to cross-train, this is the gym for you. It's in a beautiful location, dope place, amazing techniques being taught. I mean, I can't say enough about it.
Yeah, great people.
Casey and Derek Overby also run Little Guy Jits. They are there all the time. Like, Casey's like a
Mr. Worldwide.
Yeah,
Mr.
jet
Worldwide.
setter. But when he is in town and can grace us with his, like, teepee presence, you know. Yeah. You should slide through and check it out. If they're not in Pensacola, where can they get jiu-jitsu?
Fantasy and Martial Arts, baby, over in Foley, Alabama. Dude, if y'all are over there, that is Tony Rayborn's gym. But yeah, if you're in the Foley area, definitely check them out. They're a huge gym. Just moved to a new place about 1.5 years ago, but I keep talking about it, but it's a great spot. They've got classes for all ages, so if you've got children or you've got homies that have children that are looking to get into jiu-jitsu or start martial arts, definitely check them out. They have a huge kids crew over there. If you're there Wednesday evenings, you'll meet Rich Chmielewski, who is Chmielewski.
It's hard. It's tough.
Every time I look at it, I say
we should
different.
just have it printed out and ask the guests. How would you say this?
I think even. Oh yeah.
That would be a fun game.
Yeah.
Like, say this.
But he owns a Lifestyle Experiment, which is a no-gi
rash guard company. Lifestyle Experiment.
They do rash guards, no-gi shorts. They do just T-shirts. They're working on some gi stuff right now, but the highest quality jiu-jitsu gear you can find, honestly, and some awesome fucking graphics and shit done. So that's pretty much all we roll in nowadays is ALE gear. So definitely check them out. You can find them at A Lifestyle Experiment or ALEFL.com. Sign up for their email log stuff. so you can, you get emails when all the new shit drops. But yeah, definitely check them out. And yeah,
that shirt looks very comfy,
dude. I feel it. It's
awesome.
fucking
Awesome.
crazy. Like the material is super dope.
it's like that Under Armour stuff.
Yeah, it's like what we wear for like our no-gi classes and stuff.
Get out. Get out.
It's like, damn, dude, I might have made a mess on this.
Hold on now.
You have a sleeve of Marvel
Oh yeah.
tattoos.
Yep.
That shit looks crazy.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Oh, I got Spider-Man done.
that's
Oh,
fucking
sick.
dope, dude.
Yeah,
Fuck yeah.
I know. That's what I said.
We have an artist here, our buddy Johnny Mumbles at Sacred Grounds Tattoo Studio. He does amazing work just like that. Like,
Yeah.
He's about to do a piece on my thigh that's going to be an ode to an all-time legend. I'll tell you off the podcast because I don't want to like air it until it like is on me.
Yeah.
But he does our work. He's an amazing guy. He just had some availability open up in the shop, and he's got some crazy guest spots coming. Like he has this lady coming in from Australia.
Yeah.
Like I don't even think that place exists, but like that's what they say.
I've heard it.
Yeah, so like it's crazy. That might be another planet, dude.
Very well could be.
Like that was
I
one
wonder
of
if
the
my
two
uncle thinks
before.
Australia exists.
Before, what are the first two planets?
The first two planets.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hold on.
There's a song.
There's a song.
There is a song. How you
There's
can
a
remember it. So I'm gonna be honest with
Shut up. Don't help him.
Well, I was thinking, I was like, what are the first two? And
you.
then I started
Honestly,
singing
okay.
songs.
So I'm gonna tell you the truth. I'm also a dumbass. So I don't remember, but I did know them at one point.
We went through this like 2 podcasts ago or something. I was like,
Mars.
Mars is after us, isn't it? Yeah.
I thought I had that one.
Dude, hey, we were. I can't remember
I
why
had
we were
to
talking
Google
about Mars,
I
but
did.
we were talking about Mars, and I was like, that's got to be one of the ones before us.
Because we're the third,
Third rock from the sun.
Yeah.
and Mars is fourth.
Yep.
Mercury,
He's like, let me
Venus,
look at it.
Earth,
Yeah.
The
Mars.
fact that
It's Mercury, Venus.
Yeah.
motherfucker.
But
No, I thought Venuses were Neptune was too.
so
Fuck.
did I. So did I.
I thought it was like that giant hole thing. Whatever.
But the point was, Johnny Mumbles, he's going to do some work on us. We highly suggest you going to check him out, even if it's just to get like a consultation.
Yeah.
He works on like some of the biggest names you've ever heard of. Amazing dude. You can commission artwork too as well.
You can. Sacred Grounds Tattoo Studio, peeps, downtown Pensacola.
Yeah.
Go check them out.
We should maybe get your whole sleeve to connect or something.
Yeah, we probably should fill that shit.
It's
in.
looking weird.
It's fucking.
Are you
I got
going to
some
float
space.
onto the hand at all?
No.
No?
No.
Wouldn't be bad looking to keep it the way it is.
Yeah, no, I don't want to go any further than that.
Yeah.
Because, I got to keep that shit covered. I got to be able to cover that shit up.
Yeah. In case, yeah.
You know what I mean? I'd be wearing long sleeves and shit.
Yeah.
But yeah, is that? I think
Yeah.
that's it.
So you're bound
Oh,
by
yeah.
professionalism, is what you're saying.
Legally, yes.
Legally?
Yeah. But, all right, well, we're going to wrap this one up, dude. Thanks for coming and fucking hanging out.
Yeah,
Thank you,
dude.
Appreciate it.
Huge, like, we saw you at the LSU thing with Bussin with the Boys, and I was like, that's dope. Somebody's, like, a big fan of them as well.
Yeah.
And now this. Like, this is, like, a cool, like,
Yeah.
weird universe, like,
Oh, yeah.
colliding thing.
Absolutely, bro.
It's good shit.
I was, like I said, I was stoked when I found out you guys were in Florida. I didn't know it was the 7-hour away part of Florida.
Yeah.
But either way, I was like, fuck yeah, we might as well get together, throw some
yeah.
shit, because we'll be able to fucking collab. It'll be fun.
I tried to figure out the furthest place from Miami, but still in Florida. This is where we landed.
Yeah. And then Miami, it reaches.
It's
Yeah,
growing, dude.
There's a lot.
It is.
It's weird. Like, if you look at a map over time, Miami is getting bigger.
Yeah.
Why?
I don't
People
like
love it, man.
All right. Not me.
All right, well, we're going to wrap this one up. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for listening. We're getting the fuck up out of here. We love you. Yee, yee.
Yee yee.
it. Yeah.